You're not going to believe this. It's still Saturday. It's still May 26th. And it's still 2018. And what are we going to talk about now? More wrestling. Mainly, Jinder Mahal. And why didn't it work? I got one gigantic theory of why the Jinder Mahal experiment did not work. They made him a heel. Now understand this. I get why they gave him the push. They were going to India. They want that market because it's a gigantic market. There's a lot of wrestling fans over there and they want that market. Jinder Mahal has some of that blood in him. Here's the problem. I guarantee you that the fans in India, they might want a wrestler that looks like them to be champion, but they want him to be a babyface, not a heel. Because what all wrestling fans can pretty much agree on is we love the baby faces, we hate the heels. So why, if you're trying to push this guy and make him popular in the Indian market, why would you make him a heel? All you're going to do is make him hated. They're not going to like him just because he looks like them. That's not going to happen. Because if they're already WWE fans, they have their favorite wrestlers. They don't care what they look like. They have their favorite WWE wrestlers. And I bet you most of them are baby faces. They're wrestling fans just like everybody else. We all love the baby faces. We all hate the heels, with a few exceptions. Not everybody's the same. But I guarantee you most Indian wrestling fans over in India want their champions to be baby faces. They want baby faces. Their favorite, I guarantee you, their favorite wrestlers in the WWE are the good guys. So if you're trying to push Jinder Mahal to the Indian market, you got to make him a baby face so that they have somebody they can love. Because guess what? They're wrestling fans. They'll just find another baby face to love. First off, they're already WWE fans, so what do you have to make somebody who looks like them be, a champion? All you got to do is just take the wrestling over there and they're going to watch. They love it too. They love it like the rest of us do. So they don't care what anybody looks like we don't care what anybody looks like. We don't care who the champion is. If it's one of the baby faces, we cheer. If it's one of the heels, we boo. Wrestling fans are pretty much universally the same that way. All of us, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in, the Middle East, whether you're in Japan, whether you're in America. Wrestling fans love the baby faces and they hate the heels. There's no country on the planet that loves wrestling where that's flip-flopped, where more people like the heel than like the baby face. So, if you want to make Jinder Mahal a babyface, if you want him to be popular with the Indian market, you got to make him a babyface. So how do you make him a babyface? I'm going to tell you how you make him a babyface. First off, you basically have the entire roster against him. The entire Raw roster. This includes Daivari and Ali, which I think are his, his friends that are in there with him. But everybody basically abandoned. Now, granted, Daivari and Ali are going to be last to abandon him. But you have everybody basically turn on him. Everybody. And they make his life hell. And then Jinder basically can sit there and go, but wait, I'm just here. It's like it's not my fault that the bosses were putting me up front. I'm just doing my job. I'm just working hard here. I'm trying to make a living for myself. I'm trying to do my thing. And it's like, and now all of you hate me for it just because the WWE chose me. It's like, for whatever reasons they chose me, they chose me. It's like, I didn't go to them and point this out. I'm just rolling with it. And it just so happens that, it's like, and then have basically the entire roster it resents him for it. They're basically like, we're not going to help you. We don't even want you in here anymore. It's like you got to push, and you blew it. You blew your chance to be a big star and have just everybody basically rag on him and make him feel terrible. And then everybody basically just, demoralizes him, beats him up, does all these other things because they resent him. Have people just kind of jump him from the back. But the one thing you never have Jinder Mahal do, he never gives up. What you have to do is make him persevere. You have to sit there and go, look, I don't hate anybody. I'm not the bad guy here. I get it. I probably made some bad decisions and I said some things I probably shouldn't have, but that's not really me. I just want to wrestle. I just want to do this for a living. This is my dream job. This is what I want to do. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm not leaving. I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to prove I belong. I'm going to prove to the fans. I'm going to prove to the roster. I'm going to prove I belong to be here. And have him fight. And you have to make the roster against him merciless. You have to turn Jinder Mahal into a sympathetic figure. You have to make it where the fans start going, why is everybody picking on him? Why is everybody making him feel bad? It's like, because Jinder will raise the good points. He goes, look, they did this with me. I didn't choose to do this. I was just doing my job, which all of us can really identify with. We just are doing our jobs. We do what the bosses tell us to do. And just have him say, look, I'm not going to quit. I love doing this. I want to entertain the fans. And you have to, don't have him be against the fans. You want him to not take it out on the fans. You want him to only take it out on the roster, not the fans. The fans are the people he's got to make come to his side. So even when they boo him at first, and they will, they're going to boo him for a while, and they'll cheer him getting beat up at first. But eventually they will come around, because it's like they will see that he perseveres, he prevails, he keeps fighting, he's, and then it's like, once again, he's probably going to have to get a little bit better on the mic. But if you can make him a sympathetic figure, the fans might come around when he does prevail, when he does win. But you make him lose most of the time, and you make people, it's like if he's about to win a match, you have anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, you just have him run down to the ring and interfere. Maybe you even have a referee that does a slow count, because the referees don't even want him to win. So maybe he goes 1 and he goes 2 after Jinder hits the finish, and then, we just, maybe the ref kind of just looks around for a second, just like somebody's supposed to be coming, and then maybe nobody comes, but of course that gives, whoever Jinder's wrestling a chance to kick out, and then Jinder can kind of go, and don't grab the ref, don't throw the ref around. It's just like, why didn't you count 3? I had him dead to rights. Why didn't you count 3? And that's when the person he's wrestling against kind of rolls him up into a small package, and then the ref does a fast count, just 1, 2, 3, real fast, just to get him out of the, and then the ref jumps out, and the wrestler jumps out, and they just both kind of walk off. And then once again, you don't have Jinder blaming, you don't even have him blaming the refs. You don't have him, crying over spilt milk. You just say, look, I'm here and I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to get all your respect back. I'm going to get the fans' respect back. I'm going to do it. I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to continue to do everything. But you just keep piling on more and more stuff. People attack him backstage, beat him mercilessly, and then he just gets up and just kind of brushes himself off, and he just kind of just, and then he goes to his match. And he still gets in that ring in the match. It's like, they're about to sit there and say, oh, well, he's not coming. Then you hear his music, and he walks out to that ring, and maybe he's limping and holding his side, but he's not going away. He's still coming down to that ring and yeah, maybe he gets his butt kicked and he still loses the match, but he does not give up. And then eventually the fans might come around on him, and they might sit there and go, he's working hard. He's trying. He won't give up. He's not mad at anybody. This is his dream job. It's what he wants to do, and he's gonna do it against all odds. And then it's like he becomes the sympathetic figure, and the fans get on board with him, and then you'll see one episode of Raw, You'll have that attack in the back where he's thrown through a table or something, and he's, been beaten up by 4 or 5 people, and he has a match, and when, and they're just kind of standing there in the ring, and the referee will start doing like a 10 count. Well, they'll ring the bell, and then the ref will go, I'm going to do a 10 count. If he isn't in the ring by the time I count to 10, then, you win the match. Just have the wrestler just kind of standing there. It doesn't matter who it is. Just kind of standing there, just kind of with a smirk on their face, knowing that they were part of the 5 people that beat him up. And then all of a sudden, Jinder's music will come on, and the fans will cheer. Because they'll sit there and go, yeah, you thought he wasn't coming. Here he is. He's coming down here to kick your butt. And there you go. And then Jinder Mahal becomes the sympathetic figure. He becomes a baby face. He becomes somebody that the fans identify with. He becomes the hard-working, this is my dream, this is what I want to do guy. And there you go. Jinder Mahal, even though he looks like a gigantic freak, when you have a lot of people beating you up, it's when the odds are stacked against you, that's when you have to dig deep, and that's what you'll have him do. And you can bring him to babyface status. He'll be a favorite of the fans, which means he'll be a favorite of all WWE fans, which means he'll be a favorite of Americans, Japanese, Middle East, Europe. He'll be a favorite because he will have persevered, and he will have fought through very tough times to still attain his dream. So what do you think? Do you think that could work for Jinder Mahal? Do you think that the WWE booked him wrong as a heel if they wanted him to be popular somewhere? Let me know down in the comments below. To the troops, past, present, and future. Thanks for the freedom.